proud after the season we have had so far. I don't talk about proud. We are all disappointed with the season, and but still we can win something, and we have to go for this. But the first focus has to go to Sunday. We need a win there, and then we are dependent from Newcastle. For the fans, of course, it's a very difficult season, as for us. But one thing remained: they always stuck with us. They always kept with us, supporting us. So we are very pleased with that attitude of the fans, and you see the fans and the team, they are together.
Guys, big up to everyone joining us. Good morning to you. It's your boy, MarkN MUFC fan. You know what it is. And, a decent victory last night. Good performance from the team. 3 goals scored. Mentioned that we would score 3 goals yesterday. No one believed me again. But you know what? We came up with it. The guys, they came out and they performed. And as anyone else could say, the season was not one to be super proud of. But, we still have a finals to look forward to. We have one more game left to keep that ranking. Maybe we can stay in 7th place, don't finish in 8th. And you know what? Let's keep it moving. We know that we need to improve the squad going forward. The manager is realistic as possible. And guys, let's get in the comments. Smash a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm also streaming on my buddy Drex's channel, D-Hub Sports. Drexy's in the building. What's going on with you, my brother? Hope you're well this morning. What are your
Yo, I'm good.
thoughts?
I'm good. It was a good game. We knew against the when we watched Arsenal, right? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we watched the Arsenal game, we knew that yeah, if we added Bruno to the team, we might get the creativity might show, we might get some level of output. Even when the game was on yesterday, at about I think it was the 18th minute, the commentator said something like
Good, good.
the commentator made mention of something like uh this team this team plays better with Bruno with their number 8. That's what the commentator said yesterday. I'm like, yeah, they play better with their number 8. So for me, it was a good game. It was a good game in the sense that we scored 3 goals. I know we let 2 in, which the first one not maybe Amrabat should have been able to do better with the control of the ball, but it is what it is. The second one there was clearly a foul. There was clearly a foul on Johnny Evans, but I feel like the referee, maybe because of the one he gave, I don't know. It's got to do with balancing the game out. So a lot of people were crying out for a penalty from Amrabat on was it Isaac? No, it was Gordon when Amrabat let Gordon on and Casemiro made a fine tackle. But a lot of people were calling for penalty because they feel like Amrabat clipped the guy from the behind, which me I didn't see that to be the case. But all in all, it was a good game. It was a good game. I we It's not about the season has been dropped, but yeah, yesterday we take it one game and it's coming. The season is coming to an end. So all in all, it was a good game for me. I don't want to complain. I go on the Twitter space and I see a lot of distasteful and respectful comment towards the manager, and I'm like, yo, bro, we won the game. What else do you guys want to be happy? Is it that you all just want to be sad and just be gloomy all the rest of your life? For me, man. For me, it was a good game. It was a good game, Mark. I tell you, it was a good game. It was interesting from the minute one. The goal,
100%.
the goal
100%.
from the goal from Kobe, very calm. Like he turned, looked, he had time. He picked his spot and he slotted past the goalkeeper. Ahmad, beautiful goal, left foot strike, boom, goal. Rasmus came on and
Boom, goal.
boom. Erasmus wasn't on the pitch up. I don't think he was on the pitch up to like 10 minutes. I don't think so.
No,
Boom,
he was
goal,
on the
and he
pitch for like 6 minutes and
and
30 seconds, bro.
yeah, and he could have found Rashford to even make it 4, right? But
Yeah,
he had to
he
hold on.
pack
He
it
had
in
to
at
hold.
himself and make it 4.
Yeah. He had to hold on. Rashford gave him. There was a time Rashford gave him a good pass, right? But he was so he actually commended Rashford. So maybe he was trying to even make it a little bit easier. He didn't want to play in one time because he was thinking Rashford was ahead of him. so Rashford don't get offside. So you could see that these guys yesterday, Casemiro, we've been giving him a lot of stick, I inclusive, but Casemiro was bro, man. Casemiro was he did a glow line clearance yesterday. He puts his body on the line. It's when these players are showing up, right? You give them kudos. When the manager's tactics is working, you give him the kudos. Not when everything is going right, then you still find reasons to want to whip the manager. Like, it doesn't make sense. We're going to talk about it because on my platform, my caption is the Amad Diallo show. We're going to talk about Amad Diallo maybe after the next video, but let's keep it going. I have a thing to say about that one, and I've seen a lot of disrespectful and distasteful comment from people that I tend to feel like they're reasonable in terms of their how they reason and how they discuss, but they don't show me that. They show me like they are just too sentimental. And in football, you can't be too sentimental. You can't be emotional. You'd have to keep it straight, bro. Let's go on, bro. Wait.
100%. And guys, you know me, bro. As a Bruno fan, and at the end of the day, as a Manchester United fan, and if he's not performing well, I will always be one to keep the energy and come across the board level, because no matter as much as you will be a favorite of a player, if they do something bad or they're doing something wrong, especially in a consistent fashion, you have to call them out on it, because at the end of the day, Manchester United first. You know what I mean, guys? And everybody as a United fan, like Drek saying, we could wake up and be happy today because the season wasn't great. But a performance like what we did yesterday, when everyone again thought we were going to get battered. They thought we would get battered against Arsenal. They thought we were going to get battered against Newcastle. And, I tell everybody 3-1, we're going to win. And it should have been 3-1. I mean, if we really look at this game and we look at the moment when that ball dropped down from the corner kick, right? Johnny Evans made a break towards Hall. And before he could get to Harvey Hall, Joe Linton threw him to the ground like a rag doll. The referee didn't call a foul. Imagine if that was Manchester United, guys. So we had to keep that energy. And you know what? It just maybe is a spark to see what's coming in the future. Yali, bro, big up, homie. I know you're happy today in a celebration mood after beating Newcastle. Let's go one more game. Let's beat Brighton as well. And you know what, guys? I feel we have something to hit Brighton on this Sunday here, guys. It's going to be a Sunday schooling for Brighton. This is just my honest opinion. Don't be shocked if we score 7 or 8 against Brighton on Sunday, bro. Trust what I'm saying with this one. I just getting a mad energy here. So, guys, I know you might be thinking I'm just chatting, but trust me. No sound. No sound from who? Me?
I think it's the video, bro. Maybe when the video was on,
Oh,
I
the
don't know,
video
but
was playing. Oh, all right. Let me bring the video back. Let me bring the video back so you guys could see it. I'm sorry, I didn't notice that it had no sound. Oh, maybe when I muted it earlier when you were talking, bro. I forgot to
yeah.
unmute it as the video was playing. All right, let me bring the video back.
Yo,
All right,
I think
guys.
they were doing the text.
Let's get it.
Absolutely. The club wants to keep Bruno. There is no question, I think. As far as I know, everything I know from him, he loves Manchester United. He loves the fans for Manchester United, and he loves to play for Manchester United. And so that is all I know. You see, he gives always his best. He's an example. Even with injuries, he's playing. Yeah, he wants to win. That is how I do describe his character. And I'm very pleased with his performance and performances across the season, because for him it's not easy when so many players are injured around him, and every time he has to carry the team, especially in the spring. And he grows to, I would say, to a brilliant level, and I'm very pleased with it.
So guys, yeah, again you hear Ten Hag said it, I was all too happy to play it a second time, guys. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Drex, what are your thoughts on Bruno's performance last night? I think it showed why we
You see,
sorely miss him.
it's
Sorely miss.
we you and I we covered the second half, and I did make mention of something that every time I scream against at Bruno for not to do something right, he ends up pulling up something that, remember that game we were watching, and I'm like, Bruno, no, 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 and boom, back of the net. I'm like, okay. Yesterday I was screaming, Bruno, no, don't do that. Then he just put in a very beautiful cross. Like, I'm like, yo, anybody, any decent contact with that ball towards goal, it's a back of the net. It's like goal, you know. So Bruno, we could all see that. I know a lot of people have given Bruno weep eye for some do some part of the season also, but I've come to realization that fine, we know some of these players' capacity limitations in terms of productivity and skill set, right? But I feel like when the team is winning, it's not only United, it's every other team. When the team is going on, they're going on a runs of W, right? There's confidence, obviously, but everything, it feels like everything each player touches turns into gold. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Like, if they make a pass and there's little weight on that pass, right? Someone else would make that extra effort to pick up that ball, and it looks like, oh, that pass was actually correct. In our eyes, that's what it will look like, because everything will turn into gold, right? When there's a lot of wind. So for me, Bruno in himself, Bruno, we see what he does when he goes to Portugal, and everybody's asking the question, why don't we have that Bruno at United? And I keep saying this thing every time, like, a lot of players are not on Bruno's wavelength. Bruno might not be on some players' wavelength. I don't even care about the fans right now. But Bruno might not be on some players' wavelength. But we know a lot of players are not on Bruno's wavelength. When we had Pogba, and you could see that Pogba and Bruno were actually, they were happy playing together, right?
Mhm.
Because Pogba, so, but we're in a team where not everybody's on his wavelength. I heard man was fighting to get fit. If he tried to pass the fitness test, whether he wants to break it, right, for the Arsenal game, he couldn't make it. Eric and I said that, but this game, I knew, okay. I was even skeptical that he might not fit, and I might not pass him the fitness test, but he was there. He gave his all. He's been giving his all for this football club, bro, ever since he came to United. You might call him all sort of names. I saw a stat you put up earlier today on Twitter, where he's even had more goals and assists over Martin Odegaard, that has been quoted to have the best season so far, right? So for me, bro, man, if we sell Bruno, the only see, let me state it right there. The only player I would take right now, I know Bruno is 29, gonna be 30 by this year or next year, right? Then we need to start looking for a proper replacement with the structure. I'm not saying that we should sell him now. I'm just saying integrate the next player that's gonna be in his position slowly, right? If the only player I would take right now that might say, okay, if you sell Bruno, that would wipe the tears off my eyes from selling Bruno, is the Vitinha guy from PSG. That's the only player that might just maybe be a. I'm telling you, that's the only player that might say, if we get him, and we no, if the club says they want to sell Bruno, I'm against selling Bruno, right? But if the club says
That's
sell
how I
Bruno,
gain your side, buddy. Vitinha. I thought you was going to say Florian Wirtz, King, or
no,
Julian Brandt. You see
nah, nah,
Vitinha?
nah,
Bro, Florian
Vitinha,
Wirtz
bro.
wiping the floor with Vitinha, bro.
Oh,
I
bro,
watching
bro,
Florian
I've
Wirtz
seen.
all
See,
season.
with might come in, right? With might come in, right? And might struggle. The two of them might come in and might struggle, right? But I'm saying, I've seen the way the Vitinha play. When I
Wait,
see
this
that guy,
is
I'm
the
saying,
same dude that was at Arsenal that they sell?
no, not the one
No, he
from
was at Sporting or Portugal. He was Sporting.
one of the Portuguese Sporting that went to PS. Bro, when I see that guy play, I see Bruno. To tell you how, like, I'm like, oh, this is Bruno, bro. This is Bruno regen. This is actually play, like, how Bruno, when in a tight space, he takes his shot and all of that, right? So for me, bro, if we can get a player, if Bruno stays in this team, right, and get another player, right, to be in this mode of, maybe in the same mode but a different skill set, that can actually have two of them playing the team, right, bro, we will be flying, bro. And I have some players on his wavelength. My problem is, so most of these players are not on Bruno's wavelength, such that when he wants to do something, right? There was a switch of play he made yesterday, and the commentator was like, "This team they play better with their number 8 in it." For the commentator actually after that switch of play was like, "This team play." He didn't even make. He said, "This team plays better with their number 8 in it." I don't care what he actually said. I don't care what people try to make of him. This team plays better, and you could see it yesterday, bro.
Bro, he
You
is
could
the
see.
conductor. He is
You
the
could see
maestro of
yesterday,
our
bro.
team. And it's not, you know what people don't notice is that they always think he's be gesturing and pointing because he's frustrated. Sometimes he gesturing and pointing to players and telling players,
You
listen, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. Hold that position or do that
you know
again. Don't
you
worry, the
know.
ball will come
Let,
this time.
let me tell you how shocking it is. You know, yesterday during the game, I don't know if anybody picked it up. Bruno actually there was a play. Bruno actually told Casemiro go back, and Casemiro without blinking went immediately. Like you could tell that Bruno was giving him instruction immediately, but Casemiro just adjusted. I'm like, yo, this is the leaders. We need leaders like this, like people that he was yesterday was talking to Amadialo. It was you could see how it was okay when I you could see what he was trying to like getting everybody involved. I know a lot of players are actually saying, oh, even fans, we say it, he's petulant, he puts his hand in the air, blah 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 blah. I feel like if if there's nobody to correct the wrong on the pitch, then everything will be chaotic. Everything will
Exactly.
be chaotic.
Exactly. And that's what
You
we
see the
saw against that team that day when he was out.
Crystal
When we
Palace.
played Palace. Chaos.
Yeah, I
Nobody
said it.
there to knit the
Nobody took
team together and pull everybody and say,
nobody,
listen, you keep doing what
nobody,
you're doing, I go find you.
nobody.
You keep doing what you're doing, I go link you. I go link up in between. You know, it had nobody there to tell a man, listen, I go drop deep. You know, let me deal with this area. You do this, you do this, you do this, and I go handle everything else. And that is what Bruno is be doing, and a lot of people don't understand it. I mean,
Even
sometimes
let
he
me
is
tell you about it. Is let me tell you, even Onana yesterday, right? I know a lot of people know a lot. Onana is not a lot of people's cup of tea, but you could see that Onana, if we if if we're gonna build a team, right? Onana will be part of those senior those heads that can actually call people in and say, okay, don't get carried away. Like yesterday's game, we also said it against the Arsenal game. It was the final third. A lot of us said the final third was missing. With that connector between our attackers and the midfield was missing in against Arsenal. And I was actually looking at the game. I'm like, who do we take out for Bruno in the Arsenal game? If we're gonna put Bruno for Newcastle, who's he gonna come off for? And the manager just made it simple. Took out Rasmus, and when I saw Scotty on top, like I'm playing a false nine position and try. I'm like, this guy. But
Why
I,
did I tell you? What did I tell you, bro? What did I tell you? Know, when I tell men these things, men just feel like going mad. You know, sometimes I just tell men, bro, you had a football, it weird. Less Scott. Scott should be the backup striker. Since we kept Scott this summer, I was like, you know what? Maybe we keep him your backup striker, Hoyland. Boom, boom, boom. Men afraid to have that, bro. Listen, this fella, for whatever reason, he have an instinct in the box like a striker. Let the man play up front. He go provide a little bit of cover in the midfield. You know, he's not going to do a lot, but the little bit that he will do will count for something. But when he get forward in that box, he's a danger and he will always draw two defenders to him if you notice. Look at Bruno yesterday. Every time Bruno touched the ball, is two or three defenders swarming him. Same with Garnacho. You know what I mean? During the game yesterday, you know, these fellas, it looked to me in the last few games, even though we lose against Crystal Palace, it looking like a lot of the players finally having a culmination of all the efforts and the errors, the mistakes, and the successes in learning this new system, and it becoming the default. I don't know if I alone seeing this. Maybe because I Tenag in, but from my perspective, I see in where the same tactics we was employing from week one finally culminating now, and the players understanding their role in which and in each third of the field and in the progress of each attack, depending on where they are.
for me, it's a case of let's just see out the season. He's done it against Arsenal. He did it against Newcastle now. We're going away to Brighton. Let's see if we'll see the same pattern. And yeah, if we see the same pattern, and the problem, I think the problem is we played well against Arsenal. We couldn't get the goal. Um, Yesterday we played the same way. We just added Bruno to the mix and we scored three. Right. Our problem so far this season has been the defensive lapse, right, where we concede also. The way this guy plays, it reminds me. Sometimes I'm not equating him to Sir Alex. Nobody should get me wrong, but it reminds me of Sir Alex, where Sir Alex believes that if we come against you and you're very good, then it has to be the deciding factor will be how much goals. Whoever gets the highest goals wins. You understand? So,
Mhm.
and I see it sometimes, but like I said a lot of time, most of the goals we've considered this season are most of our defensive, personal, individual defensive lapses and errors. But yesterday's goals, I don't think were that. You know, we Johnny Evans and Casemiro did a fine job against Isaac that everybody was hoping. Everybody was saying Isaac were going to run riot of the defense. Isaac, Gordon, and
And what did
Bruno
I
Gomes.
say? Did you remember what I tell men about Isaac? I said, watch and see men throw Isaac off his game and he can get a single goal.
And so it's I feel like I know a lot of people. There was a case, I don't know who I was talking with yesterday, and the man was like, "Oh, if you win if you play people in their position." I'm like, "Yo, Bedalo and Casemiro are playing off position." So I don't understand. So it's a case of the back line was our go-to last season. If you want to be honest with yourself, the back line was our go-to last season. We knew once we had a solid back line, there anything we could grind out the result, beat 1-0, 2-0, bro. We don't care. We get the 3 points as long as the back line. But this season it's not been that way. The back line has been shifted or like rearranged about, was it 31 times the manager said in this. It's not sustainable, bro. You can't have that kind of mismatch every now and again and expect something to be sustainable. I'm not using that as an excuse, but I'm just pointing towards the fact that if there's in a team, you're only as weak or you're only as strong as your weakest link. And if our weakest link has been our defense this season, so
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's trying to complement for that fact that the defense is not been steady. So everybody's trying to do their bits to maybe over and most, like you said, Mark, things like the players are actually getting on board with the team. Maybe it's a little too late for the season, which it is, but yeah, let's go into next season and see what I want us not to do what we did last summer transfer, where we bought players that we are not using at all. Let's go into the next season, this summer window coming in, and see what they are willing to do. For me, I don't have a specific player. The only player I would say, if United wants to go try anything, if they want to try anything at all, want to be clever, bro, get me that Vitinha guy
Nah,
or
bro.
another.
I ain't
No,
supporting that
I
notion.
haven't finished. Let me finish. I'm not selling anybody. I'm saying get me that guy or somebody in the mode of that guy, but that can actually be that can actually complement. It's not. I'm not looking for someone to play with Bruno. I'm looking for someone to complement Bruno in the same team. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
Ericsson could
this,
complement Bruno, but Ericsson's legs are gone. You know that what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
It's
bro,
not.
but
It's not.
that's
It's not.
this is why for me, I wouldn't even mention a player name. I would just say get me a profile player because
It's a pro. That's why I just use it.
because like at the same time, like for me,
Mm.
if I was to go off on a limb and say yeah, we had to break the bank, I stop in at Florian Woods, or if not Florian Woods, bro, my second choice would be Jamal Musiala. I've been real
No,
honest,
bro,
bro.
but I use the word if we're not breaking the bank, we can get players that are even that are not even maybe 25, 30 million in that the scouting team might have said, okay, you know what, this is the next Bruno, this is the next Vitinha, this is the next Jude Bellingham. So those are the type of players I'm not saying go break the bank for anyone. No. Look, you have a scouting network. That's why we've been craving for this structure. You have a scouting network. Get 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 the scouting network to look for this player. So we don't have to be spending 160, 70 million on one player, whereas we can actually get them for 30 and build them over in one season. They are what we want. You know what I'm saying? So Bruno wants Neves, but Neves is 100. Is there a way we could actually get somebody that's like a Neves that we know that in a year or two he's already at the level of the Neves? Because don't forget, the Neves might come to the league now and start, takes his own time, 1 year to actually acclimatize with the league, and that's like this. So for me, the team just needs to play in line with, because you could see what the man Bruno didn't do yesterday. Did you see Bruno doing a lot of Hollywood pass yesterday?
You see,
No.
that's not. You see what you see. I don't consider it Hollywood passes. You see, a lot of people is have they have these sensational little catchphrases for certain things that they call it a problem. But you know, for the way they look at it as a problem on Bruno, I just look at it as a problem on the players who's supposed to be there to receive the passes. Because the game is a fluid game, is a proactive game. You can't be reacting to everything. So, you know, when you have a player whose greatest attribute is pace, and you have a player who could spray a pass from anywhere on the field more accurately than anyone else in the Premier League, then you're supposed to expect that player is supposed to be able to be reading these things. So in my opinion, some of the players just be wasting Bruno passes because Bruno see in the game like and trust me, if I watch in the game, I see in some of those players. But I also see in the player not go and make the run.
It's
And
the
that's just how
wavelength
I
we're
just
talking
look at
about.
it. And
It's
like
the
I agree
wavelength we're talking
with
about.
what Danny B saying here. We need a destroyer. I would definitely make sure and grab Joe Gomez because I think coming into the squad, he's going to replace Casemiro like for like. He's a younger version and they do the same thing. Now, Yali, I understand a lot of people have this idea that we change some form of tactics or anything like that, but I urge you go back and watch the Wolves game. Then after you watch the Wolves game, watch the Chelsea game. After you watch the Chelsea game, watch the game that we play against the first game we play against Liverpool. There's no difference to the way the tactics was changed or the midfield was set up. It's just the difference in effort and players understanding on what they're supposed to be doing in the system. It making us look way more compact just because they understand when they had a push up, when they had a step back, when they had
Yeah,
a tuck
yeah,
in, when they had an
yeah.
overlap. This is
It-
a lot of different things. You see, the whole thing is a lot of fans feel that and I'm not saying that they shouldn't be on a higher rate of learning on the uptake. They're supposed to understand these principles a lot faster, in my opinion. But it take them 9 months. It literally took them 9 months to understand exactly what it is they needed to be doing,
and
what the
it,
manager expects.
it's just glimpse we are seeing. It's not like they totally got it, because it's the same defense line. It's the same Casemiro and Johnny Evans. It's not like it's one superb defense line. It's the same Casa and Johnny Evans and Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Dalot playing off position, right? So in the left back. So for me, it's like you said, everybody has come to terms with, okay, this is what we need to do. I think everybody's beginning to pick up what the manager actually wants them to do, right? And having Amrabat play in that position also solidifies, kind of make it easy. So for me, yeah, people get to people think that because you say give the manager to the end of his contract, you feel like you're blindly following the manager. I have, like I've said it before. Why did the manager? I know the manager has tried to trust Amrabat this couple of times. Amrabat has given up some. Even yesterday, he could have given up a goal, right? He could have given up a goal against that for Gordon, and that Casemiro did. But Amrabat, it's a little too late for them now, because season's almost done. It's a little too late because everybody seems to be picking up the pieces right now. It's like everything the manager has been saying in the last since August is beginning to like show now, but it's towards the end of the season. Because one could argue for the fact that Casemiro is leaving, so he might as well not give his all. Some of these players will not be here, but you could see that they are actually playing. I don't know. I don't think they're playing for the money, but they're just playing to the instruction of the manager, which is very good. Yo, mental. I was gonna talk about the Ahmad thing. Now, good you brought it in. Ahmad wasn't losing the ball, right? But I've seen a lot of takes on Twitter. Like, I'm just pissed about it. Like, they said, "Oh, you made us watch Anthony for the whole entire of the season." I'm like, bro, Ahmad was injured. Was it August? Only got back somewhere around January for the when
December.
the I would even say January, because the African Cup of Nations was around that time, right? And the manager gave him the minute Ahmad was, I keep saying it, the minute Ahmad was deemed fit or was past fit from that long spell of injury, the manager gave him his first game, and he played. We were hoping to see Ahmad the next game. Guess what? Ahmad felt ill. 2 weeks gone, Ahmad didn't play. Anthony was back in that time frame. Genashe was doing wonders at the right wing. You and I can't deny that fact. you and I can actually attest to the fact that Garnacho was doing wonders on the right wing. So we didn't feel like we actually needed. We all knew that okay, Anthony was not coming back. The way we were saying, with the way Garnacho is going, if Rashford hits form, means Anthony has been sent to the bench, and we're not going to see Ahmad. Right? We all said that because we knew Sancho was gone. We all said that. Let's not make it look. But what happened? Garnacho was doing well. Rashford wasn't doing so great. So the manager said, okay, Anthony was back. I think the first two games Anthony played, he showed the first game he didn't really show sign. The next game he did against Chelsea, you could see. But the manager, he got Ahmad on. Ahmad playing in the Liverpool game, got his goal, got a red
Anthony
card.
scored as well and got an
So
assist.
people make it look like okay, the manager had a personal vendetta with the kid, and I'm like, yo, bro, that's not how it is, bro. That is not how it is. This same manager got Casemiro and put him on the bench for 2 games while McTominay was playing, and we are like, why did you get Casemiro if you're going to put him on the bench?
You know,
So
it's
it's
is the thing where Drex, for me, I dislike to hear people make these statements like he's too stubborn. You know, he have favorites. You know, he only plays 14 players. You know, but when you go back to Ajax, right, and you check Ajax average substitutions per game for his last 2 seasons, it was an average of 4 to 5 substitutions, right? 4.2 to be exact in terms of fractions, right? And then let me go on and say this. If he's starting 11 players and he's bringing on 4 substitutes on average, that's already 16, that's already 15 players. The other players that come on the field, that making it a squad of 18 that he used to rotate. And when he played in the Dutch Cup, he always started 4 to 5 new players in the cup until the quarterfinals. Now, I understand why fans say that, in his first season, he played a core of 14 players. But if you look at those players was mostly the players that we could depend on all season for performances. And
that's what mental is saying right there, like trust, and it goes that way. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
case
but
of
I don't understand
but the
why
manager
mental is saying that
no,
Ahmad
but the
should have
manager
gotten a
trust.
couple minutes as a sub in matches where he was on the bench. Like it's revisionary to say all these things because
No,
like I just say
yeah.
this to everyone, right? Garnacho last season was drip fed into the squad. Nobody was saying that Ten Hag should have played Garnacho more games last season. Nobody was saying that Garnacho should have played more minutes last season. Garnacho has more goals and assists last season than Ahmad. More impactful performances last season than Ahmad this season. So my honest opinion is like, it's like they're putting they constantly saying that they're putting players against each other in a way like, oh, he favoring Anthony, and this is why Ahmad wasn't getting minutes. Let me be real about life. After the Liverpool game, Ahmad had a red card. He had to miss the following game in Premier League because of that red card he got for taking off his jersey, right? And after that, he was sick for 2 weeks. So, everyone is keep blaming and saying, and the manager, this guy was still out for 6 months to start the season, and a season that lasts 9 months. And that's already 7.5 months where he was out injured out of a 9-month season. So where is the game time coming from? Where's the favoritism? Anthony only started 3 games since January 2024. So trying to figure out here, how much game time has Anthony gotten really? Anthony was in exile for 2 months before Christmas. You know what I mean? So, and all this time, Ahmad injured. Where was Jadon Sancho? Refusing to play football. But everybody would say that, this manager have favoritism. Because why? He having faith in a player that scored 30 goals last season. I don't see that different from the way fans had faith in this player who some claim have a purple patch once every other season. If that was the case, why haven't we sold him already 4 seasons ago? I mean, let me make it make sense. You know what I mean? Look, everybody bagging on Bruno. Bruno is the problem. All season, Bruno is the problem. We should have a midfielder like Odegaard. Odegaard, on the other hand, have less assists and less goals than Bruno this season. And Bruno having a terrible season. And this is Odegaard's best season. And it's like forever we look outside to see that something is better than what we have at home. It's like the grass is always greener on the opposite side of the fence. And I don't understand it. I really don't understand the abject microscopic criticisms that fans have of players and the manager every single match, whether we win, whether we draw, whether we lose. It's like, at which point is that we enjoying the football game? I mean, do we have to play a perfect game to enjoy a football game? I don't agree with that, because I feel like mistakes will always happen. You could never predict these things. It's human error plus wind. A wind might blow and the ball might curve a little extra in that moment and go in the back of the net. These things happen. You know what I mean? There's no science behind the curve of a ball. After you kick it and how hard you kick it is how fast it will travel, how much it will spin, how much it will curve. And you could never really, know. You could only hope that you get it right each and every time you kick the ball. So the perfection in the football game, I never look for that. I don't know if I'm wrong for that, but largely I would like my team to make as less mistakes as possible. I would like to see a great performance. But it's like the microscopic criticisms and the microscopic analytics. Like, look at Anthony this summer. A lot of fans here, we talk about mental health and mental health. Do we actually really care about it? Like, I didn't do a video on the Marcus Rashford mental health situation because, when people were talking about abuse on Marcus Rashford, I mean, still had fans all over social media making abusive comments on Anthony, on the manager, and other players. I mean, long-standing joke this season by a lot of fans is, where is Malacia? But everybody knows since the season began, he had a serious injury and he was trying to rehabilitate to return. We already know that we had a shoddy medical department. Yet still, we blaming Eric Ten Hag for players getting re-injured after they're being recommended fit by the same shoddy medical department. It's like everything we're gonna find a reason to blame anyone. Sometimes.
My take on the Ahmad thing is it's pretty simple. The
Bro,
manager could have
definitely
put
grab a
Ahmad.
burger, buddy, with cheese,
The manager
double cheese.
the manager could have easily put Ahmad on the loan list for January, but guess what? He told Ahmad, "No, I have you in my plans." And what did he do? He sent Pelestri away. Right? A lot of fans were crying. Why would you send Pelestri away? Pelestri is better than Anthony and all of that. You wouldn't give Ahmad the time, but they forgot that Ahmad was injured. A lot of people actually came with the excuse that Ahmad decided not to go to AFCON because he wanted to prove a point. I'm like, yo, that wasn't Ahmad. That was Meshbri. Meshbri actually said he wasn't going to go for AFCON because he was thinking of fighting for his spot. Ahmad was injured. That's why the Ivory Coast team could not pick him up for the thing. And my thing is disrespectful, and it's not really it's disrespectful and distasteful to tell a lie because you want it to suit your agenda. If you speak the truth, right, you don't have to create an agenda to force it for some people to listen to you. A lot of, like, when Ahmad scored against. Because for me, Ahmad is okay. He went to Rangers. He couldn't at Atalanta. He was deemed, quote unquote, a star in the making, right? He went to Rangers. We got him. Ole got him. Ole did not basically maybe fancy him. It wasn't Ole that got him. Ole wanted somebody different, and Ed Woodward got the two of them, Pelestri and Ahmad. And Ole didn't know where to fit him, so the man went on loan. We sent him to Rangers. A lot of Rangers fans were like, okay, it was decent, but he didn't really cut it out for them. They didn't really see that thing that everybody was looking for, right? Mm-hmm. Now we said, okay, come back. He went to Sunderland, the first loan. He didn't really do well, but Sunderland were like, okay, there's something there. Then we sent him back on Sunderland, which was 2 seasons ago or last season. 2 seasons ago. Last season. It was their player of the year, and all of a sudden, United fans are telling me that he has to start. Like, bro, he has to start because it was Sunderland's player of the year. Where did Sunderland finish? That was my argument with them. That was my argument. Like, where did Sunderland finish last season in the championship that you want Ahmad to start over and Anthony that you all were craving for when United were going for him? Because Anthony is not meeting your standard now. All of a sudden, like the thing. That was why I was really pissed at the whole Ahmad thing. And when Ahmad delivered for me in the FA Cup, I came on stream and I said, Ahmad, really sorry, right? I wasn't familiar with it. But the truth is, I knew what Ahmad could do, bro. I knew Ahmad is that type of player that would not lose the ball. I knew I've seen the boy play. But the way maybe people were making it look like he's the next thing close to Lionel Messi. And I'm like, yo, this guy still has a lot to develop. This kid is young. He's not even bulky, he's lanky. In the Premier League, you need to have some level of physicality. This man doesn't have it. Let the manager do the thing he wants to do with this kid. Let the manager do it. Like you rightly said last season, we saw how the manager was bringing in Garnacho bit by bit, and everybody was scared because they were thinking, okay, will this manager actually bring Garnacho on the scene? But lo and behold, Garnacho was playing. When Sancho went on a 3-month strike and spat on the faces of United fans and said, I ain't doing nothing for you guys because I have a small beef with, even if it's a big one. But guess what? Nobody died in that beef. So what are we talking about? There was no criminal case, no what's we call it, the civil case. So it was more a misunderstanding that you could have actually just said, oh, I'm sorry, even if it was a false one, pseudo sorry, come on and play for it. But no, spat on. The problem is Sancho spat on the faces of the fans, and a lot of the fans are actually licking it off their face. And like, kudos, well done Sancho, well done Sancho for doing that.
That's a bit gross, bro. The way you put that there, bro. No. Pause. Sure, bro, you're making it sound too gross, bro. Like, you know,
okay, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back.
Hold on.
I take it back. I take it back.
Like, I agree with mental ball game here. You know, but in one thing I would say to you guys, just remember, 19 years old. How old is Ahmad? 21, I think 20 or 21. You know, these guys, they will naturally develop. You know, there's training, they have physical training and stuff like that. They will naturally develop these things. Give them time. You know what I mean? They will eventually put on enough muscle and have the physicality that they need. You know, yeah, mental, bro. Bro, that just sounded so gross, bro, the way he described that. But I understand what he's saying, and I totally agree with it because as a football fan, bro, as a Manchester fan, bro, I could care less about what the player think about the manager. I could care less what the manager think about the player. You know what I care about is what they do for us. And I'm saying it this way: what they do for when we needed Sancho. We, the fans, we needed him. Manchester needed him to come onto that pitch and play. And he refused. So I understand maybe you could say he refused on principle, on his principle. He stood on his principle. Kudos to him for that. But sacrificing, right, Manchester United's ability to field the best squad because you think you are right and someone scapegoated you, bro, it's bigger than you. Manchester is bigger than you. You understand? When you walk out on that field, you're not walking out on that field to play for the manager, broski. You're walking out on that field to play for the 73,000 fans that's sitting in the stands every single week. You're walking out on that field to play for this badge, this crest. Look at here. You understand? They're walking out on the field to play for this. And then you're coming out and telling man them, you know, we scapegoat you because it basically had to be everybody scapegoat him, the fans and all. We wasn't there to support him for the 6 months he was away for his mental health issues. We wasn't there to back him, but this manager was.
Mental ball game. I am so sorry. I apologize for that analogy. I am so sorry, but it's just how I felt at that moment. Like it feels like some of these players can do things at us fans and which are not right, even in the corporate world, and we will lap it up. But we were easy to actually use a different whip on the same whip to go at the player that is giving you your all, giving you their all. It doesn't add up to me. Actually, if nobody knows, I am one of Jaden's fan, biggest, because I like the way the boy plays the ball. And I know that during that time that he decided not to play, if he had actually played, maybe another 5-6 points or even 10 points would have gotten from those games, right? So, in my opinion, what I'm trying to say, it was the Ahmad. I'm just saying that let the manager breed in who he wants to breed in slowly. You are this guy is a pipe. This guy is a pipe. This guy is a pipe. But no, but at least you get what I'm trying to say. Even if you want to term you want to project your fantasy on us, it's okay. We get it. But you get what I'm trying to say. You can't disrespect me and I'm applauding you. It
Nah,
doesn't work.
bro.
It doesn't work, bro.
It
Like
doesn't work.
Ahmad, you could tell that Ahmad, when that thing about he deleted his page and a lot of news outlets were saying, "Oh, he's falling out with the club, he's falling," I was like, in my head I was like, it better not be, bro. I'm like, Ahmad, you have in my head I'm like, Ahmad, you haven't really done anything for this club to actually. No, it better don't be, because guess what, my African brethren, right? I don't like
Mhm.
them going astray. I'm not their police, right? But I don't like them going astray, because in this world, whether you like it, I'm gonna say it. I don't know money. I'm sorry, Mark, but in this world, right? You as a brethren, right? You have to be extra careful, because it's
Extra.
one mistake, and you're done, right?
Exactly.
This you are united. I'm not saying that united, if you leave united the world will end. No, I'm just saying that you are united, one of the biggest opportunity for you to play and engrave your name in the hearts of the fans, and even in the history of this club, right? Which for me he did. Man is messaging me, man. Guys, I am so sorry, bro. Man is messaging me and telling me that comment. Guys, I am so sorry, bro. I
Yo,
am so
that comment
sorry.
was paused, boy, man, boy. The man there, bro. Telling you, Drexel's
No,
do
bro.
something.
I
They're like,
I am so see, guys. If I ruin your
no, it's
your
not
lunch, or
offensive. It's just one of those things.
no,
Of
yeah,
like,
I like I'm saying,
you.
I ruin some people's lunch, and but it's how I feel. Like I know he has a lot. I am one of his fans, but I am one of
Bro,
his
so am
fans.
I,
Like
bro. Sancho's a Trini, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, deep down, like, you know what I mean? He's a Trini youth from, in my opinion, whether he born in London or not, he come from a
like
Trini
when he went when
ancestry.
he
I
wa-
want him to succeed. Bro,
when he when he
nobody more. Bro, I have a Sancho kit, you know. If man them don't know, I have a Sancho kit. I have a
when he went
Sancho
to
kit,
when he
right?
went to Dortmund and make that comment, and a lot of people were giving him the whip. I'm like, okay, Mark, we are on the same Telegram group. What I used to say, give this man, like, be easy with this guy. You can give him a second chance. And a lot of people were like, no, he made that statement. I'm like, I understand the environment here is toxic. He's gone. I was trying to even make an excuse for him to say, okay, let him have his time at Dortmund, maybe clear his head, and he would see the reason why he needed to apologize. But if at that point in time, if you still adamant that he doesn't want to apologize, then the new structure comes and they make a decision. And I'm
Bro,
even happy he's playing. I'm even happy he's playing well
I just
at
go and say
Dortmund, right?
one thing. I'm sorry, bro. You see the moment he kissed this Dortmund badge, being on loan, that was it for me,
He done.
bro.
He done for
You
you, bro.
understand? Yeah, bro, mental. Listen to me, Brewski. I want you to understand, man. I so serious. I almost do that. I almost give it away, bro. I'm telling you, bro. When I just watched that, man. Nah, fam, no, fam. I not hearing that, bro. I don't care about PR, bro.
Man,
You cannot kiss a
man,
badge on signed. You signed to United. We pay in your salary, dog. I buy your kit. I had your 2023 kit right
okay,
there, bro.
Kenny,
And you
Kenny,
kissing the Dortmund kit 2023. Nah, king.
Kenny, Kenny. Let me tell you what man said. Man was actually having breakfast. I think like mental, and he was like he spat it out. Like, yo, see guys. Okay, you know what? Do me a favor, all right? To tell me that you accepted my apology. Just go on this video. Click the like button. Go on Diop Spot. Click the like button and tell me that will show me that you've actually accepted my apology. I like, guys. It's just infuriating for me to see that a lot
Yeah,
of people would say a disrespectful act and condone it. I don't know how to condone disrespect, right? If the thing is, if I can't take it, I wouldn't give it to you. If I can't take it, I
exactly.
wouldn't give it to you. So, and if I can't, if I wouldn't give it to you, why would then will I take it? I bet. See, for me not to be going back and forth with you, right? If you disrespect me, the best thing I'll do for you is give you a arm's length. Then at a point I double it up, and that's it. If you don't recognize that you actually made a mistake and you disrespected me, then it's a high and H&G kind of relationship, high and goodbye from afar. That's how I operate, right? So it's something I wouldn't take. And we United fans, it's not just one, it's not just even the 73 or 78,000 that go. It's the whole wide world based fan base, bro. And if you all are saying that's okay for you guys, then for me it's man, I need to question a lot of you. Because
Bro, I can tell you
even
for
in our
sure. I
even
can
in our
tell you for
corporate world,
sure.
let me just land this. Even in our corporate world, right, there is a place of, okay, you have a misunderstanding with your manager, you have a misunderstanding with your boss. There's a place of, okay, come sit, okay, manager, you were at fault, blah blah blah. Oh, handshake. Even if I don't mean it, even if my manager is telling me, see, I work in a space where you can't make a mistake, because if you make a mistake, lives are lost, right? And when you're making a call and your superior is telling you that that call is wrong, and you know that call is not the wrong call, you can't argue, bro. You cannot argue, because that's that. So now to think of people that you're actually giving, you people work Mondays to Fridays, right? Hard earned money, right? To come to unwind on a Saturday or Sunday, watch you play, give them the entertainment, right? To want to get them off that. I'm not saying that it's a must that they get off that hardship or that tense work week, but I'm just saying they look onto you to like look onto the club and everything to actually give them that sort of relief. Why do you think people say, ah, United are playing again? Another added burden to my burden, you know? Um this guy, man, the first day I see you, man, bro, you you saying the statement is at the court of arbitration. So for me, it's just for Ahmad. Let's go back to Ahmad. For Ahmad, I'm happy that he's taking, because there's one thing, having your chances and not taking it. For me, the fact that he's taking his chances, he scored a beautiful goal yesterday. Against Arsenal, you could see that he was trying to influence the play. But I believe, like we all said, I believe if Bruno was in that game the way Ahmad was, and there was a link, you could see we would have gotten a goal, or we would have gotten a result, right? Be 1 point or 3 point, I don't know what it would be, but yeah. But to see him yesterday against the Newcastle side, that everybody was already saying we're going to wallop United, we're going to put 4 or 3 past United, blah blah blah. To see him have that cruise control, oh man, you see that goal that the first goal, Meno, it was Ahmad. Who's slow, calm control. Try, and it was, oh my days, it was Bruno at the heart of the thing again. He moved it to Bruno. Bruno actually used the side eye. People were like, he didn't come. I said Bruno saw Meno in the space. Because he did the same thing in the same game again in the second half. They gave him a ball, he looked and he saw a player and decided to dummy and just let it go. Right? So for me, Ahmad was good yesterday. I see. If I have not, I would sing this praise as loud as I question a lot of things that people have said about him. I would sing this praise, but don't get it wrong. Let the manager do what he wants to do with
Bro,
his
let the
players, bro.
player develop. Like,
Let the
this
player
is my
develop.
thing.
We
A
can't
lot of
rush them,
fans just
bro.
think I don't like Ahmad. Man, I like Ahmad, bro. I like most of our players. Almost all of them, to be fair. I even like Rashford, you know. I just a little bit. My
Yes.
criticism is just from a different angle because I look at him as the most important player in the squad. Nah, this I hearing about this. I heard about this, bro, but I feel like this is more driven by Barcelona because Barcelona cannot, for some strange reason, they cannot play Victor Roque. They can't register him for some reason,
Why?
right? Because of the money that they offer him to come to Barca. You know, they're in a financial crisis. So if they
If he
swap him
plays,
and they
mhm,
get Greenwood to come in at a lower salary, because as you know, he's
lower
on
terms,
Man
yeah.
United, what he making, what, 40, 50, 60K
Mm.
a week. You know, if they get
I
him
think it
to
was
come,
50K,
Greenwood to
yeah.
come in there under that, that saves them because Victor Roque was reported to be on 160K. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
So it's one of those things where they're trying to make this switch or this option, but realistically, bro, I think Greenwood is coming back. And the reason why I would say this is because you don't spend 70 million for a player of, let's say, equal potential, or, than a player that they go and sell for less, for half the price. It makes no sense financially. And a lot of people might say backlash, but let's be realistic and real about something. 100,000 fans protesting on a player does not change the amount of the profits in ticket sales. It does not change the profits in sales for kits. It doesn't change the
For
profits in
for
media
me,
viewership.
Mark,
It doesn't.
the case of Greenwood and the Rocket thing, right? I'm gonna leave it for the people that are the at the ends of affair to decide that one. whatever they decide, right? I want, because you and I talk about it, and sometimes it gets on the nerves of some people because it's your preference, it's my preference, all of that, right? People have preferences, right? But so not to overflog this thing, I'll just say let's leave it for Ineos. So when Ineos make their decision, right? I want to see what the fans would say, because when Ineos say, okay, you know what, I haven't thought about everything. It's only fair financially to have him back because we've looked at the case, and maybe they drop their whatever conclusion they want to drop and give us a report. I'm not going to make anything up for them. They give us a report, and I want to see what they're going to say, because I'm going to have a stream and say, if they say, okay, you know what, based on the thing, the player doesn't want to come back, or we think it would be too much heat for him to come back. If he comes back to United, we're going to sell him, blah blah blah. It's pure profit, bro. Whatever they say, I am 100% down with it, because you know what? For me, it is United. I'm not putting any emotions. I'm not gonna be saying, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing player FC anymore, bro. I wasn't in that light, and I'm not gonna do it. I know, because I've seen a player that I like so much do something that I didn't like. I'm like, yo, why would you really like? Can you really do such a thing? So for me, it's whatever they want to do, let them do. I would take him back. Let's be clear on that one. I would take him back, right? But let me not make it look like, oh, if we don't take him back, it will be the end of the world. No, it wouldn't be the end of the world. We might just be it will hurt a lot of fans that he's not coming back, I inclusive, but it's football. Ronaldo left and the world didn't stop. Roy Keane left and United went on to win league titles. What's his name? Van Nistelrooy left the time he was on his peak, and nothing. So Yapstam, Beckham, people have come and gone, bro. It's for me. It's let's wait for. That's why when everybody's talking about the manager, sack him, now I'm like, yo, bro, you guys are just overcrying. You guys are just sounding like a broken record. Because if Ineos puts their foot down and say, you know what, we would make this manager's job successful, there's nobody that's stopping that. There is nobody. If the Ineos comes and say we keep this manager, whether you think, oh, Ineos are bluffing, whether you think you lose respect for Ineos, right? I'm saying right now, right here, if Ineos says they're keeping Eric Ten Hag and they will do everything in their power to make him successful, to see this club successful under him, bro. After he's giving us an EPL title, all of this talk would be like, okay, adapt. It will be said at that time it wasn't delivering. That was what will be said at that time. It wasn't delivering. Right now he's delivering the goods, and we have to back him. That's all I care, because I've been crying for structure for too long, only for me to get it and I start complaining about what should happen and what not should be happening. No, no, no.
100%. At the end of the day, guys, like as keep it a buck, bro. Like it's either we deciding we having a discussion based on football, or we talking about other things. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, all the things I talk about when it comes to players is solely based on their footballing ability. And the reason why I do this is because I am
100%.
speaking about football. Like I am no judge, I am no juror, I'm no god. I'm just a
100.
human, just like everyone else. And I read my Bible, and if you don't read the Bible and you don't believe in God, that's your opinion, bro. And power to you. I respect your judgment, your religious beliefs, and whatever you believe in. I will respect that 100% because I consider every single one of you joining this channel one of my friends, somebody that I could always have a conversation with at any given time. And we could always agree to disagree or agree on certain things. At the end of the day, we are all close in some aspect because we are all Manchester United fans. And whether or not someone is whatever religion or whatever belief that they have, at the end of the day, we are all human beings. And we here to talk about football. We here to talk about Manchester United. So for me, I only talking about players based on football because that's the only thing I could talk about them based off of, because
If
half of them, majority of them, I don't know them personally. So I can't tell if they're nice people or I
can
can say that
can
they
you hear me,
seem like
Mark?
nice people. Yeah, big up, bro.
Okay. If we're going to be going outside football, then it's we have to be on Mental Boss channel where we'll be talking about the
100%.
mental health. So if we're talking about, because right now it's good. That's why I say I leave it at football. I leave it at football. Anything they want to do, let it be at football. Because I don't know why all of a sudden United is now the moral police or the moral standard for the club in England, when morality in football has been kicked out long ago.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but you see, you
Bro,
see, everybody say
I
no,
would.
no. I wouldn't say that either because you see, just like how some people will say morals. I would say, what are your morals? Because not
Okay,
everyone have
okay,
the same
okay.
amount of morals. You have to. So it's just like, what are we gonna do here? Are we gonna draw up a list about it? Are we gonna draw up a list and say this, that, and the other? This is what. This is yes, bro. It's always going to have something where
Bro, let,
someone
let,
or
let's
some
let's
group
just
is
let's
going
just
to
keep it
be at
yeah,
a
at
negative
the
or at a
receiving end.
loss.
Yeah,
So let me
yeah.
just leave it at,
At football,
listen,
yeah. Let's
leave it at football
let
because that's the
let's go with
only
Craig.
balance.
Yeah, let's go with what Craig is saying. He say, I wouldn't care about any player leaving this club right now. I'm excited for what changes can be done. The reset is happening at Craig, I'm with you on this one. I've been crying for a structure for a long time, bro. A long time. Only for me to not have it, I want to start complaining. Hell no, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not. See, I'm going to wait. Like, when I keep telling people I'm going to wait, I'm going to wait because I can't. I cannot judge Ineos and say, okay, because they don't have their men in place right now, they are not serious. Or who's to say that their first signing or the first window that they get, and we are almost challenging for the title with the said same manager. It isn't set in stone that Eric Ten Hag cannot do a title charge next season. It's not set in stone. If anybody wants to come and
100%.
tell me, if anybody wants to come and tell me, oh, with the way we play, I will tell you it's not an absolute fact. What you're saying is just your thought. It's not a factual case.
Your
You could
opinion, like,
actually have
and
it.
everybody could
You could,
have them.
yeah, everybody could have that. But so who's to say that they would come in and they wouldn't be challenging, but or would come in and maybe take another 2-3 years to actually give us a title chat? I'm just excited.
I
You
mean,
might call me.
you have to be excited, bro. Like, realistically, look at it. It's not even. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know if everyone know. I just wanted to drop this fact as well. 16th of June, the transfer window opens, guys.
14th,
14th
bro.
of
14th.
June, the transfer window will be opening. That's been announced by the Premier League. So, in a few weeks, in just about 3 weeks, the transfer window should be opening. So, guys, like, honestly, to say this, like, it's already, we in May, we already hear Varane is leaving, Martial has said goodbye, and potentially other players have already been in talks and possibly going to be their exit. I have never heard about these things before unless it's been players who contracts were coming to end, or they're on the final year and they're not being renewed, and still we would have heard about that at the end of the season. You know what I mean? So
But
maybe you
if
can
you
look
even
at this prospectively as a little bit of a taste that Ineos might be getting business done early.
if you look at if you listen to Varane carefully, he said something about the new owners. He said something about the new management. He said something about how they having their plans is actually a good one. He said something about, maybe I'm reading too deep into it, right? But like I said earlier, I'm just excited at the fact that I would soon have a director of football that knows what football is all about. I would have a CEO that will want to put the footballing or the sporting side first above he's not going to be dealing with the commercial aspect. He's not going to be putting it in our faces. Even if he's dealing with it, he's not going to be putting it in our faces like the other guy was doing. I I don't condemn Woodward. Woodward was good at his job. He was best in class when it comes to his job, but in the other aspect he wasn't, right? So for me, I'm excited to see what we can do with the structure. Everybody in the club, everybody in the league has some sort of structure behind them. United are the only ones that just been living on a hollow platform for the longest of time. So let's see what is gonna happen. Big up yourself, mentor. I know you gotta go. Big up yourself.
We gotta
GB.
go as
Big
well
up your.
too, bro.
I know we
Big
gotta
up.
go.
Ashworth is not
Okay.
here. Just before you finish,
I know.
Ashworth not here, but just remember, GB, that it was already reported that Jason Wilcox will be acting as sporting director while Ashworth still is being negotiated and whatnot. So technically, on the 1st of June, Omar Barada supposed to begin his work,
Yeah.
and Ashworth is already acting as sporting director. So he will be
No,
handling
Wilcox,
transfers
Wilcox.
instead of, I mean, Wilcox will be handling the stuff instead of Ashworth until he comes into the club. So, in my honest opinion, I think we would see some efficient moves. You might see some things happening. Hopefully, it will all happen quick. The bulk of transfers will be done in the first 2 weeks of the window. And we might just hear, the first 2 days, Man United sign this player, sign this player, sign this player, sign this player, done deal, done deal, done deal, done deal.
Let me let
And
me just let me just say something to GB also. GB, just just a case of, I'm not trying to patronize you. It's just a case of, GB, we've been waiting for so long for a structure. It's almost here. We can wait in another month, another 5 months. It wouldn't hurt us. It wouldn't. So for me, it's just a case of, we are almost there. If there was no report or report about this director of football coming in, then I'll be like, okay, what are the plans? What are these guys' plans? What are they planning to do? But we have the report. We had that they're saying, okay, we're going to wait for this guy. If you don't want to come into negotiation with us, we're going to wait. Right at the end of the day, maybe January. At the end of the day, this guy's definitely going to come. So me, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that, bro. I'm happy with that. Mark, you can take it away.
I like Craig, and I'll end with this comment here from Craig because this is what I've been saying for the longest while a lot of people think I might be delusional, but thankfully, maybe Craig we delusional together, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm realistic to where we are. We're eighth. We are lucky to get that position after all the injuries, the takeover, the player fallouts, the FA Cup final. Eric Ten Hag has done bits this season, in my opinion. And like, to be fair, bro, the only way I could say it is that sometimes the circumstances don't favor you, and you definitely will need a bit of luck in any situation, whether it is in the application of a creative field or you're working in analytics, business. You always need a little bit of luck on it. We just didn't really have that with us this season. It's been a tough one, but as I would say, I felt like honestly we ended the season a little bit better than we did last two seasons because in the last two seasons we lost what six or seven no, we lost in the six or seven of the last 10 games in the last two seasons, including the last two games, and we drew the last game or something like that. So, in my honest opinion, guys, like I felt like all we was going through the season was based on the fact that the manager was implementing a brand new system and the players was taking time and struggling to learn and adapt to the new principles, the new tactics, and what is expected of them where they're supposed to be. And while we could say that we didn't look really good or we didn't look good or this is not sustainable, sometimes there's always going to be a learning curve, and you can't really put a measure on the time frame it takes for people to learn and understand and apply things. You know what I mean? If you look at your own self in the mirror, I'm pretty sure the ups and downs and the struggles you had with certain things you was learning until you master them. So, power to the team, hard fought. They could have done better this season. Power to the manager. You know what I mean? He could have made other changes, but he stuck to his guns. And if we go by that and say, well, look, the system's starting to look like it could work, imagine what it will do with better players coming in this summer and a breath of fresh air with this new structure coming in. Guys, thank you, each and every one of you. Big up to you, Kenny Fan
Don't
TV. Big up to you, my brother
Mark,
GB.
Mark, 1 second before you salute, guys. Don't forget, we've got the season finale of the possible outcome this today. It's gonna be I think 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys, catch you on that one. Big up everybody, like what Mark is. Big up.
Big up to you. Big up to you, Danny B. Big up to you, Raul. Come in, bro. Come in. Next time, if you want, come in. Big up to you, Mental. Normally, you be on the chats. Probably sure you're going to be there for the last day of the possible outcomes of the Premier League season. Yali, my brother, I hope you have a great day. Save some pizza for the team. And guys, all of you watching on D Hub TV, big up to all of you joining. Don't forget to smash a like and subscribe and hit those notification bells so you can see when my buddy Drex and myself when we're live again. And it's all good and it's all in fun. We all enjoy this. We all enjoy each other's company. So it's glad to see you here. We can't do it without you. We won't do it without you. We don't really like to. It's no fun without you guys. You know what I mean? Big up to you, Danny B. Kenny, long time we didn't do a stream, buddy. We got to do one together. I got some things coming up with scouting. I want to do maybe tomorrow morning. If you have the time, pop in, bro. Let me know what you're up to. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been our a little bit of a review and reaction. Man United win 3-2 against Newcastle at home. The final home game of the season. Good performance from the players, I would say, generally. But, not a great season. And we move, guys. Let's see what could happen in the next game. We have Brighton away on Sunday and then the FA Cup on the following week fixture. So, guys, a little bit of football still to be played. There could still be some ups and some downs. You never know what could happen. But you know what? It's always a good day to be a Manchester United fan. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Love United always and hate the Glazers every day. Big up to everyone joining me.